I marked everything up 400% and then I dropped everything down like 40 or something. So it really helped.
It's the perception, right, of what deal the customer thinks they're getting, right?
Let's just say you had 150 items for auction. You put those on a 7-day auction. You put them dirt cheap, 99 cents. You're going to get those items shipped, but that's 50 sales. That's going to add at the end of the year. Now, boom, your sell through rate just goes up.
They actually jack a lot of prices up and then they give you like an 80% discount, but it's actually like a 5%. But it seems huge, right? Because of the perception. So of course, of
Jonathan,
course.
can I suggest something real quick?
Yeah, of course. What's up?
Um, Now, just because I've heard something mentioned about it's not about the profit right now. So if it's not about the profit, just mixing it with like the pruning situation that you guys were, just talking about.
Yeah.
How about you introduce something like auctions?
Wow.
Tell me more because I have thought about this and I don't get it. I don't know how to apply it in my
Okay.
situation.
Yeah. So I'll just give you just a little. I'll give you a little bit of a view from my end, like the things that I do. Now, the pruning. We're talking about the pruning, but the idea behind pruning is your sell-through rate goes up, right? When you have an account where eBay is not helping you, you got to think outside of the box. So, what is one way you could get more sales while you are pruning in a span of 7 days? Let's just say you had 150 items for auction. You put those on a 7-day auction. You put them dirt cheap, 99 cents. You know you're gonna lose money. It don't matter. You're just trying to get those things sell. After 7 days, let's for the sake of numbers, you sell 40 or 50 of those items. That means you got bid on them. So that means these people are gonna pay $1, $2, $3 for that item. You're gonna get those items shipped, but that's 50 sales. That's gonna add at the end of the week on top of whatever other sales that you got. Now, boom, your sell through just goes up.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Caleb,
yeah.
you are a genius. Every time we
I,
talk, you just give me so much inspiration. I'm
I,
gonna I'm gonna sit on that. I appreciate that.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I guess a question I had just kind of related to that is because I was thinking about this, just like having like I've kind of been like doing some AliExpress, and I've kind of there's some issues with it because everything's coming from China, but I'm thinking about like just using it as a way to like validate methods I could just buy in bulk, and then I could just buy a few hundred, and whenever I need to warm something up or get out of a situation, I can just like list them and sell them because like I know
Exactly.
they're hot
Yeah.
items and that I validated and you again just getting closer to that like typical like 3PL system where you're putting the label in and shipping it out. I mean, yeah, no, I think that's some great advice that Jen could
Yeah.
like.
I mean, I do. For example, I picked up a lot of video games, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of those video games are not as expensive as the one that I'm looking for. So when I saw through them, I know, okay, these are the video games that obviously I'm going to make my money on. I'm fine. But
Yeah.
the rest, I just mix them up. Some of them goes in bulk, and then I have a bunch of them that are just going to be listed as auction for 99 cents. I'm not losing anything on those because my money's already been made. But what it's
Yeah.
going to do is it's going to give me traction. It's going to give me a sale because it's just an auction. Once it's done, it's going to give me a sale. It's going to add to my sell through rate. And when I prune those 50, 70, 80, 100 items after the auction ended, it's just gonna add to the sell through rate going up.
Yeah.
Just because at the end of the week it's gonna calculate a full,
Yeah.
like a full sell through.
And again, if you're like a bit of a smaller account, that could get you out like pretty quick. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's
So in
great.
about a month of recycling that strategy with, maybe you start with 20 items, maybe you start with 30 items, 40 or 50. You just keep recycling it, right? Every 7 days, you run another auction of the items that didn't sell, right?
Yeah.
About 30 days, you get out a hole. One, you'll have a brand new sell through rate by the next scan. You know how they scan your store. I think it's every 20th for us in the US. I don't know for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, I do most of my work based on that number. Now I know the 20th is 3 days away or whatever. I make sure that I run all of the system that I want to run because I want to see where I'm at after the 20th. And then from the 20th again, I implement my new system. So I try to do everything in a system of
Yeah.
that 30 days that they're gonna calculate. So I know, okay, this is the data that works. These are the data that don't work. The crap that don't work, I don't do them again because obviously they don't add any value to what I got going on. And the things that
Mhm.
work, I 10x those.
Yeah.
So that's something you can everybody could look into, especially if you're trying to get a store that eBay is not helping you with anymore. Because if you go below standard, they just kind of leave you dry.
Oh, it
You on your
sucks.
own.
My promotions have been gone, so it's just, and I'm in
Yeah.
Canada too, so it's just even harder.
And
Right.
and they take more money from you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're really
Like,
not
yeah,
trying to help you
you're
out
under
there. Yeah.
massive punishment. They really punish you once you go below
Yeah,
standard.
Yeah.
yeah, you're put on the naughty step.
Exactly.
Right.
I
But
mean,
if you do get out, you're gonna learn so much. And that store could be really strong. Like I said, my goal is to make it to eBay open as a dropshipper. Well, dropshipper slash seller, but I mean reseller, But I'm gonna make it to eBay open.
I remember you've been
Yeah,
telling
I'm
me
gonna
about
get
that.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get that type of recognition. And I just think if you could make it to that stage, man, that means you've done something right. At that point, there's not much they gonna try to, do to you or get in your
Yeah.
way when it comes to
Yeah.
your account.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
generating
Yeah.
enough money to be on the safe side. But
Yeah.
that's the goal. And I don't think it's an easy goal because I
Mhm.
have to literally practice what I preach. When I say the customer always right, to have a 97.7, I have to answer a lot of interesting people. These are not the words I want to use, but I want to be nice. I have
Yeah.
to answer a lot of interesting people, you know?
I mean,
But
Caleb, can you tell us a bit more about eBay Open? V actually was curious in the chat.
yeah, I went to eBay Open once.
Yeah.
I went to the Vegas one in 2007, I believe 17,
Hmm.
and yeah, it's just this is where you go and you meet sellers that just shame you pretty much, like these people make a lot of money. And they've been on eBay for a long time. And they show up there, and you're like, "Wow, these guys are crazy rich on eBay," and you wouldn't even think so. Because
Wow.
you probably run into these people
Guys,
at
I
different
need to say,
stores and
like,
all that.
there's people quietly making like huge amounts of money with this business model, any business
Oh,
model. And you don't
Caleb,
hear
I
you
gotta,
don't
I
you don't
gotta
hear
ask,
yeah,
I gotta ask, Caleb, are you still at 350% markup, or
video.
yeah,
did,
yeah. I
or did you
divided.
drop it back down? Because like that, I'm still just like that's so crazy to me. Like,
No, no. I still have it on some. I still have it on some items.
hmm
I still have it on some items just because I don't want
them to
you
go
know, I don't
crazy, right?
want too many sales.
hmm
Right now, I'm comfortably sitting at averaging about 40 a day, and I want to
Jesus.
stay there for a little bit.
Wait, so 40 sales a day at like at your average 250% markup, and then obviously
That's
like
Yeah,
800.
I'm still rocking.
That's
Yeah, I'm still
800.
rocking. Mostly, I'm still rocking the 250,
That's
250, and I run a 55%
And it's
sales.
just crazy. Like so I have this one customer because you were like, oh, like you gotta lock into the repeat customers. And I have this one person that was like, I don't care that you're getting it off of Amazon. I'd rather buy off of you. Like and is telling me what to add to my store so they can personally buy the items. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is crazy that this is even working. Like what?
Yeah,
Like
because it's like
you know what I mean? Like, so I see what you're talking about with like lock into certain people and like chat a little bit. Some people that are like really talkative, just talk to them a little bit. Like
yeah.
that I don't know why that works. That works for me. Like I said, I sell as a girl, so like I'll flirt a little bit to make that money. I don't care.
That's
You
awesome.
know,
Because
so
Caleb,
it works.
people buy
is
with
that one
emotion.
account or multiple with 40 orders?
That's on one account. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
I do
Nyan,
want to
if you're
say
still here, if you're
I
still here, Nyan, I
implemented
like your
Caleb's
shirt.
idea and it helped me a lot with this account that I am struggling with the below standard. Caleb was the one who told me to do a big markup and then to run a big sale. And that was primarily the reason I got down the big percentage that I did, because from I think I was making like one sale a week, and in 3 days I made 40 just by doing what Caleb just said. I marked everything up 400%, and then I dropped everything down like 40 or something. So it really helped.
It's the perception, right, of what deal the customer thinks they're getting, right? I mean,
Right.
it's
Perception,
huge. Because I
perception is
mean,
more real
if,
than reality.
if you think about anything you're buying, right, it costs a lot more than what it costs for them to build it, get it there, put it in front of you. So if you just build that perception, I mean, it's probably what they use during Black Friday, right? They actually jack a lot of prices up, and then they give you like an 80% discount, but it's actually like a 5% discount. But it seems huge, right, because of the perception. So that's kind of what
Right.
you're taking advantage of there. So I'm really happy to see that it worked for you.